Right, so I've come across the silver birch that is dead standing, and as you can see there's quite a lot on this tree, and some big ones down here. So I'm going to cut through it. That's it. While it's on the tree. That's it. Come on. That's it. So now I've cut through it, it's easier to rake off. There you go. So I'll take the other bit off. So I'm only going to take one. You know, they are part of the environment. It is a necessary part of the ecosystem. If you can see round here, you can get close enough. Well, I'll do it this one into the light. This top layer here, this is what you call Amadou. You can process that and that becomes a really good tinder. This part here where his thumb is, that's where the spores are. Because it's not like a normal fungus like mushrooms who have gills, they have spores. This is like a parasite for the tree, but they only grow when the tree's dying. So that's why you only want to, if you find them, you know, just take what you need. That's enough for me with this one. Just pull it off. That's it. It's got a quite a big bit. Sometimes you can get it so it's as thick as that but all the way round, but you know there's going to be quite a bit on that one. So I'm going to take that home and process it. So I brought back the hoof fungus from the woods, the pine woods, and I'm going to process it now. That orange layer, that is the Amadou, that's the part that I need, which I will turn into a tinder to take a strike. So I need to process it, so I'm going to cut through some of this fibrous material, because I'm only after this section here. So it's hard, so you need to carefully get this outer layer off as best you can without taking too much of the Amadou away. It's pretty difficult because it's hard. I have had it soaking for a while, but it doesn't seem to make any difference to the external part of the fungus for removing. You just have to chip away at it a bit at a time to expose the Amadou. Careful with your knife. Nearly there. It's not the easiest of tinders to process. There's far better materials out there, like the silver birch bark, which is on a dead a dead tree, you just peel it off and it'll instantly take a spark, so you don't really need to process this. But I've been using Amadou fungus for thousands of years. One of its alternative names was the Iceman fungus, and that's because we found a nomad who was approximately 5,000 years, and he had some of his person, so they've been using it for tinder for a long time. So you can see I've exposed majority of the Amadou. I just need to separate it, but what I tend to do is to take this is the biggest section of the Amadou, so I'm going to cut that out and take any of the hard out the shell off. A little bit of fibrous still on there, and I'm going to cut it into thin strips like so. Feels, that's the texture of the leather. Put it into nice thin strips. Like so. And this bit I'm just going to try to cut thin strip. That's it. Just cut this out the bark off. That's it. Tiny little bit there, but so that just leaves the spores section, which you're not going to get. That would take a strike. A little bit more, and I think that's my cracker. Yeah, that's it. So this now just needs boiling for a few hours. It'll soften right up, and I'll hit it with a piece of timber, break the fibres up, make it look a lot fluffier, and then it'll take a spark from whatever ignition source you're going to use when you're out bushcrafting. So I'll show you the end result once it's boiled and it's dried a little bit. Okay, thank you. So I'm just boiling the Amadou that I've separated from the hoof fungus. That's got to boil for at least a couple of hours, and then once the boiling's finished I can hit it a little bit with something heavy just to break the fibres up, and then leave it to dry, and then it'll be ready to take a spark from a striker. Well, there's the processed Amadou, just leaving it to dry a bit. If I pick a little bit up, it has a texture like velvet or leather. Now you get it to ignite. You use your knife to scuff it up, scuff the fibres up, get a little pile, and then it'll take a spark from whatever ignition source you're going to use. Flint and steel be ideal, and that's it. So I've got quite a bit out of that one that I processed. So that's it now, just wait for it to dry a bit more and put it in my tinder bag ready to use on the next courses and when I'm out in the woods.